Hello and welcome to another episode of Thingz Talks. Yes, I'm aware it's been a while. We will get into that later in the video. We tend to give you guys updates on what's going on in our lives and on the channel, in our videos, and these chats. So anyways, welcome to D&D and Things. If you're new, we are a channel of gaming, nerdy, mental health, fun, everything you can think of under the sun for the most part. Yeah. Except for makeup. If you want to check out makeup, we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But I need to switch over to something real quick just to make sure we are able to see everything that you guys say. So today, those of you who are new to our channel, we talk about a couple things on our Thingz Talks. Some of the things are the same all the time. We have some new features that we're adding, topics we're adding to our Thingz Talks, but Thingz Talks is essentially our like vodcast type of thing. So if you haven't checked out some of our other ones, all of our previous Thingz Talks are on our YouTube page under a Thingz Talks playlist, as well as several different games and unboxings and lots of fun stuff. So go check those out there after we're done here, obviously. So today, it being the Halloween season, us not having to necessarily worry as much as about COVID as last year, and haunted houses and such being open again this year, we thought that we would discuss why some of us enjoy being frightened. Mm-hmm. Not all of us. Those of you who follow our channel will get a video that's going to be released very soon to see that I am one of the biggest babies in the world.
Yeah.
And before we get too far, just a reminder, my name is Trebor EHHP. This is the beautiful Miss Rosa, also known as Rob and Jen. If you'd prefer to call us by our normal names, but on the interwebs, I can be found at Trebor EHHP everywhere, and Miss Jen can be found at Rosa Dream. Mm-hmm. So we don't do as much as we should probably individually. She more so than I, but I mean, you do more individually.
I was going to say, you can start editing your videos.
What I meant was, you do more. I said that word. Me more so than her. She's much more on following up with all of our social media stuff. So she does a lot in the background. I give her a lot of credit for editing a lot of our stuff. Yeah. I think she shows up on, there's Mr. Shock.
Right, Shock.
I know. So she does a lot of leading our stuff and a lot of the background stuff. Speaking of Shock, you may have noticed in a recent video that we did get up of 7 Days to Die live, because I think we did get one that streamed well. Yeah. Shock joined us. Shock will hopefully be joining our channel here. He will be a faceless member of our Thingz team. But Shock will be hopefully creating us some more gaming content, some stuff that I might not hit up, and because I work full time, he's going to help us out on that stuff. So we're excited to have Shock join our team since he joined us now. Thank you, Shock, for joining in the chat. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you gaming with us and coming to join along on the ride.
But
that's okay. So we're going to talk about fear today. Yeah. So those of you who are new to our channel, new to our Thingz Talks, we kind of do some sort of topic. A lot of time dealing with mental health. Not all the time, but a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about, because one of the games that I played was Amnesia. Halloween, especially in the States, we have a lot of haunted houses, haunted barns, haunted hay rides, amusement parks, graveyard going, ghost hunting, horror movies, horror game.
I could turn on my
Palooza.
ghost app while we're talking
I
about fear.
would prefer not.
Oh, come on.
So, right here and on this couch, if you hadn't noticed, we have rearranged a little bit. The ugly brown couch is not behind us anymore, and we have our nice blue couch. Yeah. And we still have Bert back there, I'm not sure what Bert's doing.
See, Shock says I should.
Yeah, but Shock doesn't have to deal with it directly. From what I've learned so far, Shock is maybe not as bad as me, but it's in the same boat as I am.
He just doesn't like the scary stuff. You're afraid of the scary stuff.
So as we've learned, as she's learned, I've told her a lot, but she's editing my review of the Humble Bundle stuff. And for this month, and one of those games was one of the Amnesia games, and she's been having a hoot with that.
Yeah.
I do not enjoy being frightened. Jen, however, enjoys the haunted houses and the horror movies and the supernatural. Mm-hmm. So we thought, why do some people enjoy that? Why do some people not? Fear is often created by chemicals in our brain that are kind of firing in a way that's initiating that fight or flight. Yeah. And more often that flight response than the fight. Yeah. And so it's creating adrenal compounds and other compounds in our brain. Yeah. So for some of us, we have legitimate fears of animals or of certain people, and a lot of that comes from our nature or our nurturing, things that have happened to us.
Yeah.
What's happened?
I was going to say, traumatic experiences can create a fear.
Yeah, I have a slight fear of dogs that used to be a lot worse. Yeah. But over my lifetime as a child and teenager, I got bit by dogs rather frequently. At least 5 times that I can remember being bit by dogs. So a lot of those dogs never bit anyone before me and didn't bite anyone after me. And so when people tell me, oh, they're a sweetheart, they won't bite anyone, it's hard to trust that because I've been bitten so much. Right. I've gotten better with dogs because I've exposed myself to them. But dealing with fears and coming up against our fears isn't something that's a new topic. There was a show back in the 90s, early 2000s that was basically paying people to face their fears. Fear Factor. Yeah. So we all have things that we're afraid of. Common things are spider, arachnophobia, fear of the dark, fear of long words. Yeah. Which I don't remember what the word for that is, but it's a super fucking long word. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things we thought of, why do some people enjoy being afraid? Yeah. What are some of your thoughts on why we enjoy it?
I mean, I do have arachnophobia. Yes. Okay, so...
And my daughter decided to surprise her with a little big spider in her...
in my makeup bin, which was... Gotta love children.
Hi, Night Owl Luna. Thanks for joining us again.
But, I mean, my fear of, spiders came from a traumatic experience. I mean, I don't really like creepy crawly things on me, but I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of stink bugs too, but that's a whole different, he witnessed that last night.
Hippopotamus
is one of the longest words in the dictionary, and in an ironic twist is the name for a fear of long words. Yay! Yeah. Thanks, Shock.
Thank you, Shock.
But no, when I was a kid, I was, that independent child. I think I was 7 years old. And I would get up in the morning and I'd go to get my shower for school and would get myself ready and everything. Well, the one morning, I'm completely undressed, getting ready to hop in the shower. And just as I pull back the shower curtain, there's this great big, this thing was huge, sitting right on the drain. So what do? I run across the hall to my,
Still playing?
no, not, I have not played WoW. Oh gosh. When was the last expansion? I can't even think. Can't even, yeah, I haven't played in a long time. Probably close to about 2 years now.
Since before we met.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so I go running across the hall, buck naked, into my parents' room. Dad, there's a spider in the shower. You gotta go get it. And so he gets up out of bed, goes over and turns on the water to flush it. He turned on the hottest water he could to flush it down the drain. Once it got down the drain and everything, he shut the water off, let the tub finish draining out. And then I was like, okay, it's down the drain. I'm good. I'm in the shower at this point. Hot water's on. I'm getting cleaned up. And I look down and the thing was coming back up out of the drain. I was still half covered in soap. I hopped out of that shower and I ran to my room to get dressed. Like, I had had enough. I was like, no, I'm done. So, like, I genuinely don't like spiders. I've had several encounters with them. When I get bit by them, I swell up horribly, horribly bad from it. And they're painful. And, so yeah, that was the whole, spider things. But as far as liking the scary stuff, I grew up in a town that was haunted.
Okay.
So, at a very young age, I was exposed to unexplainable things happening. Radios turning on by themselves. And I don't mean there was none of this digital shit when I was a kid, okay? It was one of those stereos that you had to go over and you had to push the button and you had to turn the dial to tune it in. Then you had to adjust 2 other knobs to make sure
the ears are
yeah,
right.
Exactly. So for this thing to turn on, you physically had to push a button, but when you would go over to it to shut it off, you're pushing the button and it would turn on to the station that it was last on. So it was already playing something, but now it's playing something different, and when you hit the button again, it would shut off. I mean, our house was just outside of Indian burial grounds. There's parks there. And so it's I just at a very young age, I've always been interested in ghosts and supernatural and the power of belief. And I think some of it too was, in part growing up Catholic and not always agreeing with the church. And when the church was oh, there's nothing other than God and the Holy Spirit,
yeah,
angels and demons. That was it. And I'm how can you how can you believe in those things, but you can't believe in other energies?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, if stuff was going on in my house, it was a demon. I was how can that be a demon? None of us are hurt. None of us are possessed. It was kind of didn't I used to pay a room? Yeah, no, I'm not, no spiders, but
yeah, I like our spiders. Now, if they're inside, they get killed.
Yeah,
but
I've gotten better. If they're outside, I leave
all
them
of our
be.
spiders that are outside tend to get named.
Yeah, yeah, but it was just kind of with that early exposure, it wasn't really a fear response. It was
well, why do you feel that people have that enjoyment of haunted houses? And
well, I mean, I have a weird fear response. When I'm afraid, I laugh. I can't help it. I don't know when it started, but when I'm genuinely scared, I start laughing. And
I shut down and say, nope.
Done. I'm walking away from this. I've had it. Nope. But again, I think my like, yeah, horror movies scare me. You know, I'll be the first person to admit that when I watch like really scary movies, I will sit there with a pillow or a stuffed animal or a blanket like up to my eyeballs. Like, I don't want to watch. I know what's going to happen. I don't want to watch. I know what's going to happen. Oh my God, why are you going upstairs? Why are you going upstairs? You're going to get stabbed. But I love it. I love it. See, your adrenaline response to that is flight.
Flight.
For me, it's that, like, oh, I just love it. Like, I love being scared. I don't know. But that's a safe way for me to expose myself to being scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I took a look at a couple different articles. There are links in the description below.
Yeah. Oh, I had a guy chase me with a chainsaw out of one once. So it's definitely...
No,
yeah.
part of my dislike of it was from a bad experience in a haunted house at a very young age.
Yeah.
So, but I looked at a couple different articles coming from Psychology Today, Discover Magazine, Life Science Magazine, and the Discover Magazine has a good quote that sums up like a lot of the responses and why we enjoy those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it said, so it says here, their findings had suggested they had gone and done a study where they had about 200 people who had already signed up to be part of this horror ride.
Okay.
And they agreed to be a part of their study. They put EEGs on them.
Okay.
And had a survey before going in and after. But their study said together their findings suggest that going through an extreme haunted attraction provides gains similar to choosing to run a 5K race or tackling a difficult climbing wall. There's a sense of uncertainty, physical exertion, and a challenge to push yourself and eventually achievement when it's over and done. Fun, scary experiences could serve as an in-the-moment recalibration of what registers as stressful and even provide a kind of confidence boost after watching a scary movie or going through a haunted attraction. Maybe everything else seems like not a big deal in comparison.
Yeah. Well, see, and the other thing with going through haunted houses, because of my fear response, where I would laugh when I would go with my girlfriends and they're screaming, the spookers were going after the ones that are yelling the loudest. So if I go through cracking a gut and just laughing my head off, they're not going to really come after me. They're going for the screams because they know I can scare the crap out of this person. Where if you just laugh at them, they're like, well, you're no fun.
I also personally don't see a sense in scaring oneself shitless.
No, I mean, like, lately I don't watch too many of like the horror movies and things like that. Like, I love watching like real investigations. I would much rather sit and watch a real investigation. I would watch, I would go on an investigation. I've been to cemeteries before at night. Like,
yeah, I think that's a whole...
He doesn't even like driving by cemeteries where I'm like, I'll go sit in one in the middle of the day and just find peace. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys believe, and we're not here to tell you what to believe or not.
Yeah.
I grew up in a very religious family and have had the gift of a gift called, like a spiritual gift called spiritual sight for a little while, where I saw into almost a dimension of angels and demons and spirits and whatnot. And so coming from someone who doesn't do like, it's not that I don't believe in it, it's that I just it's one of those things for me that I don't want to deal with. But that's all going on to another topic. That's a whole nother topic for another day.
Right.
Because we don't try to take too long on our conversations, but we like to talk about it. So give us.
We're not on a time schedule. We can talk as long as we want.
talk about exactly.
It's our video, so
So fear wise though, like again, I think there are the fears that we have that are like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this. Now, studies have found that finding ways to expose yourself to those fears does help with, I'm watching those things that I'm
encountering this. Probably. No, it's not irrational.
No, they do exist.
Yeah, yeah. I fully believe that there is evil out there.
Yeah.
There has to be evil, or we wouldn't know any good. Like,
so there's a haunted location near us that my mom has a friend who runs it, and has a friend who has lived in there.
Yeah.
She's told us there's stories. I guess the little girl who haunts it. Sorry. The little girl who haunts it has moved to the house next door because Blair bought the house, and the little girl wanted to move with his daughter to have a playmate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one room's like a demon room. There's that my mom's friend had been in, had like the demon lived in the room too, and supposedly it wasn't one of the worst demons, but
yeah. No, and like Night Owl Luna said, just the thought of watching a scary movie, you're opening a doorway. There is belief in that. I won't personally use a Ouija board because people are like, oh, it's just a game. It's just a game. Have you ever played with one? Because let me tell you, the more you play with them and the more you open those doors, if you do not shut them properly, and I believe in this stuff wholeheartedly, so you can call me a kook all you want. I don't care. Like, I genuinely believe in this stuff. And if you don't protect yourself and you don't close those off, you can let in some horrific things. Now, luckily, in my experiences using them before, we were dumb kids and we got lucky. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like you just kind of, if you've never experienced it, you're more likely to not believe it.
Welcome, Layla Layman.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, well, and that's one of those things that kind of leads into another topic we've been talking about eventually is the power of belief.
Yeah.
Certain things are definitely sometimes. We're talking about fears. We were talking about fears.
Yeah,
and
right.
like the enjoyment of
being scared.
We
deviated a little,
rabbit trail and fishtail a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some, and some of this leads into topics we plan on talking about eventually later on down the line too.
Yeah.
But again, one of those is that we talked about the power of belief in things.
Yeah.
People who are very superstitious tend to have things that are caused by superstitions happen to them more.
Yeah.
Or happen around them more because
they actually have a higher perception to those things.
Right.
Well, this happened, so that's why this happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Where those of us who are in the boat who don't give into the superstitions are like, it's not as common of stuff.
Man, people love your hair.
I know. I use Dr. Squatch. We are not sponsored by them, but if Dr. Squatch wants to sponsor us, we will happily
take
Dr. Squatch. I'm very particular about what I use on my hair and my beard. It's not quite as much beauty products as she has, but it gets up there.
Yeah, it's true. But
yeah, kind of looping back around, I think some of it is just that, when you go to an amusement park with the haunted houses or goes through, it's that I think some people just get that rush from being scared, and there's people who have the sexual kinks on being frightened.
Yeah.
They want to role play scenarios where someone's going to the kind of CNC,
the unknown,
the unknown,
yeah,
all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing though too is that I think there's a difference between October horror and fear and real, like, maybe Rosa is still just extreme. You know, mine just, it doesn't grow nice. I'm trying, but it's just not working for me.
They'll, on our other channel at some point in time when she tells me, we'll talk about some beard products that I've used, or at least one. So
Yeah.
we'll make some recommendations.
Yeah, but it's funny that you brought that up because I actually just watched a video of Dr. Mike's, which I'll go in and edit it and put it in here, where he faced his fears. He has he's deathly afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And he flew a plane. One of those 2-seaters. Like,
I've working at church camps, working on the high ropes courses, the multi-high ropes course. Sometimes you get those kids who are afraid of heights and getting up there and doing it and seeing that there's safe ways to be there, like, helps with that. Heights has never been an issue for me. Yeah. But like I said before, dogs. But I have friends who have dogs that just going to their house and like they know that like I'm afraid of dogs, so they try to keep their dog away. But having that dog around and seeing that dog isn't going to bite me, isn't going to use me like a chew toy, and I think it's because, like, you know, there's not a whole lot of skin and muscle here. Yeah. So, but
well, I mean, I was afraid of dogs as a kid because, like, we used to walk to the public pool from my house. Well, literally around the corner was a vet, and living right next door to the vet was this, like, giant Great Dane that when he stood up on his hind legs would just kind of, like, look over the gate at me at, like, 8-foot gate, just looking at me. And
that's where there is one dog that I can interact with that I've never been afraid of. Yeah. Because I've had good experiences with it. Yeah. When I was in middle school, there was a sheepdog on our street named Bandit who got out all the time. And so, like, for me, like, if I ever got a dog, like, I would get an Old English sheepdog. Yeah. Because there's a comfort in there. There's good memories. But and a lot of that comes to memories. But,
I mean, I with my ex, I took in a boxer mastiff. This dog was almost 200 pounds. You know, standing on all four was as high as this table, you know, from where we're sitting. So, but she was the sweetest dog. I mean, we would literally use her as a pillow to lay on the floor and, like, just snuggle into her to watch TV. Like, she was the biggest baby. And that kind of helped with, like, that big dog fear. Because I'm like, oh my God, like, she was massive.
Well, that's even on our vacation. My daughter, who we refer to as Princess L on our channel, we had a few places that we went that she just
we have
unsolicited fears of some of the places we were going. Like, hadn't even gone inside, like the Museum of Natural History. Dinosaur boat, nothing in there is alive. And nothing in there really, unless it's got the talisman of Tut from the Night in the Museum movies. Nothing's going to come alive there. We were approaching the doors and she just stopped. And I'm not going in there. I'm afraid. I'm like, and we're like, child, we are here.
The last 2 days, she had done nothing but talk. I can't wait to see the dinosaurs. I'm so excited to go see the dinosaurs. And we're literally on, like, the stairs to go up and into the place. And she just, like, shut down. And I was like, what on earth? Like, what? Like, why? There's nothing in here that can hurt you. And what's crazy is, like, once we went to the aquarium, she was okay going to the aquarium.
No, she freaked out a little bit at the aquarium.
Was she? Okay. Yeah. Like, I was like, what?
She freaked out a little bit going into the aquarium. And when we were getting closer to the shark, she was freaking out a little bit. But it's like...
Oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing. I've never heard of somebody being that afraid of cats before.
I mean, cats are demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ours
Where
is
is-
somewhere.
He's probably curled up sleeping somewhere.
Probably. Ours is somewhere.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sleeping right underneath the table.
Yeah. I mean, and it's good for, I think it's there's a healthy limit to fears, and we can take
Yes.
those too far.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best way to get over the fears is to approach the fears.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get over my fear of the horror stuff because that stuff's designed to make you afraid.
Yes.
So I am afraid of being afraid, essentially.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to see something amusing, watch for a video that should be coming out in the next week.
Yeah.
And another video that will go more in depth of the whole playthrough.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but again though, there's that exposure where, you know, like my daughter over the last year has become afraid of sounds. Where as a child, like little, she's only 4, but like
Thank you
little.
for joining us, Layla. Layla Layman. Hope you
Have a good night.
yeah. Hope to see you again.
But, funny we talking about fears. I'm the queen of, agoraphobia is so rough. I couldn't,
Well, and
I couldn't imagine that.
Well,
like,
and this last year hasn't helped for
No.
people who are
yeah.
agoraphobic either.
Yeah. But no, like, I mean, my daughter, she's become afraid of sounds. And it's that, you know, at 2, we could sit out front and watch the neighbors shoot off fireworks literally across the street. And now she hears a motorcycle go by and she freaks out. And the guy just down the street has a motorcycle and rides it all summer long. So it's kind of like, what's that all about, you know? And where I'm trying to counter that is with exposing her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you have to go and ride a motorcycle. I mean, even if she was 16, I would never say that to her. But it's like that, okay, you hear the sound, we're going to watch for the sound.
I think he's going to end up being brought home on the back of a motorcycle.
Oh, I know.
By a boy who's way too old for her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to go start brandishing birth control.
Yeah,
once
your
we
war
get
axe. Yeah, but I mean, and I'm just trying a different technique of exposure for her because, like, I saw what my parents did to my oldest niece, Sophie, because my parents lived on like 2.5 acres in the middle of the country, and we would shoot out back.
Yeah.
Well, when she would hear the gun go off, nowhere near them. I mean, she's inside, but she would hear them go off and be so scared, and they would go and scoop her up and hold her and tell her, it's okay, it's just Pappy out back shooting. And, you know, I was like, I'll brandish the baseball bat. Birth control is the name of his battle axe.
So, little backstory on that to fill y'all in. And Shock, I know we've been talking for about a month, but I haven't shared this to you. Eventually, I am buying a battle axe because I have a little girl and she has a little girl and we have another little girl coming home. I am going to be buying a battle axe, mounting it on the wall, making sure it's a sharp, brandishable battle axe, and it's going to be named Birth Control.
Yep.
And little boys can use their imagination as to what birth control can be used as, especially if you heat up the blade.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, but seeing them...
I'm going to make little boys be afraid of battle axes.
Wonderful. I don't know. Nowadays, they kind of already are. But no, like, seeing them coddle her and take her away from the sound instead of... And it literally took me getting a hold of her the one day. I picked her up. I took her over to the back door. They were shooting off the porch. And I was like, look, you're safe. I've got you. Let's just go look. You know, I stood at the door. I said, you can cover your ears if you don't like the sound. That's fine. You're not in trouble. But let's just look. This is what that sound is.
It's the difference between approaching and identifying the thing that's frightening,
Yeah.
and realizing that is not something to be afraid of
Yeah.
versus enhancing that. So
Yeah. So, and it was just, and over time it was like, oh, Pop Pop shooting? Yeah, Pop Pop's out back shooting. Like,
yeah.
that's it, and now she's fine with it.
Thank you everyone who's been in our live chat.
Yeah.
And hopped in the conversation. This is kind of why we've done this.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for about a year, and we appreciate it. Any of you watching this after the fact, feel free to tell us about your fears in the comments and whether or not you enjoy being afraid in this season.
Yeah.
I think this is a good point,
Yeah.
to transition into the next section of our Thingz Talks, which we do every time we do a Thingz Talk.
Yeah.
Jen and I, since we started our relationship, do highs and lows. So highs and lows are basically what was good about the week, what was not so good about the week. And realistically, we should call it lows and highs because we try to do the more negative things first. Because in terms of mental health wise,
The fear of being afraid.
right? One of things mental health wise, you start to get more of a positive attitude when you're focusing on the positive things. So we do highs and lows. It's something we've been doing since we started dating.
Yeah.
And it's something that we brought into our Thingz Talks because we like to be open with you guys, and we like, if you guys want to share. I know we've had some comments on videos that we've done after the fact that on people's highs and lows, and we like to see them.
Yeah.
And we encourage you to do that if you're with someone, with someone who's a support, not necessarily a romantic relationship, highs and lows. So,
Yeah. And if you're ever want to share yours with us and you're not comfortable posting it publicly, our email is linked in our description box.
Yeah.
And if not, I will be sure to put it in there.
Yeah,
it's just D&D and things
at gmail.com.
Yeah. So if you ever wanted to send them to us, we'd be more than happy to hear them for you and validate your highs and lows. I mean, I can go first. I've got my
Right
weeks
ahead.
done. I mean, we're not even done with the week, and I know what mine is.
I know.
Next week, my niece is supposed to be coming home. Now, for those of you that are new to our channel, she's been in Pittsburgh since the day she was born, and she turned a year old in June, and has never been home. So, was such an exciting thing. I mean, we've gotten the place finalized. We're waiting on a couple small details, and she's supposed to be coming home. And she had a little hiccup this week, and she but I don't know. Send me an email and I'll let you know. Or you could shoot a text to all of them and see which one works. So, but no, we kind of had a little setback this week. She had to go back. Right now she's in, they call it the children's home, and it's basically a transition home where she's not healthy enough to go home, but she's too healthy for the hospital. So right now, I kind of figured that's who it was. Yeah. So, I think the one, yeah, you'll just have to shoot me a message, or I think I have your number even. I can shoot you one later. But, so she, had, just her she was having a hard time maintaining her O2 level. And, so they put her back over in the hospital, and now, she's been able to, the only way they were able to get her weaned down from a higher dosage of oxygen was to give her Lasix again, which is essentially for water weight. When you have too much water in your body, you gain water weight, which then puts pressure on your heart, and being a child with only half a heart, it was too much for her. I mean, she didn't seem to be in distress. She didn't seem to be feeling bad, but they also had to bump her oxygen level up. So by giving her Lasix, which she hasn't had in several months now, they now have to kind of recalculate her come home date, which was supposed to be next Thursday. And right now they're saying it could be an extra week. So it was just, we've been so excited. We've known for, 2 weeks now? 3 weeks?
A week and a half.
Week and a half? Like, officially.
When you called me to give me the date, we had 2.5 weeks to get ready.
And it was like, oh, by the way, this is her official discharge date. And it was like, I've been saying since day one, what do I need to do? Is there any paperwork I need to do? And now it's like, oh, you have 2.5 weeks. Here's this flood of people and paperwork that you have to do. So it's just like insane. And
let alone like doing everything we need here to get like stuff together and organized. And not that we weren't already, but it kind of like we were doing it very slowly.
Yeah. And then it just, rocketed us into hyperdrive. But, so that was, I took that really hard. She's okay. They were able to figure it out. But I took it really hard because I was having those moments of, this is really happening. Because we've heard since last year, oh, she'll probably be home by Christmas. She'll probably be home by February. Maybe she'll be home next month. We're shooting for her birthday. And, you hear so many dates and those dates go by. And for them to be like, oh, well, we think she'll be out by the beginning of August. And the beginning of August comes and goes. And now they're like, nope, here's her discharge date. And it was just
we didn't even really...
What? Like...
We didn't even really plan a vacation till really last minute because we were like...
She's supposed to be coming home this summer. She
might be coming home this summer.
Yeah.
We don't know if Jen can go if it's just going to be me and Stinky and Princess.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to be Jen, me, Stinky, and Princess.
Yeah. And so to get that date and to get everything rolling and
there he is.
Just,
You want to say hi to everyone, buddy? No?
No,
you're being camera shy right now?
He's like, I just wanted to lay on you. Leave me alone. But, yeah, I mean, so to be like, okay, this is the date. We've got all of this stuff set up. We had people in our house inspecting it, making sure that it was safe for her to be here, that there was going to be enough space for her. Like, I mean, everything is in, like, forward motion. And then to hear...
Don't let his beautiful, majestic skin tone fool you.
But yeah,
he's an a-hole.
But to just then be told, oh, it might be another week, and it hit really, really hard this week, because I wasn't feeling well at the beginning of the week and was like, I probably shouldn't be out there. I don't want to delay her coming home. And then to hear, well, it might be another week. And I just cried and cried and cried because I was like, she's so close. And then when I heard she was going back into the hospital, I'm like, if they start another IV, like, it's going to be a whole new process again, because one of the biggest reasons she was in the hospital so long is because she had a central line. And being a child with half a heart, they weren't going to let her go home with, a line that literally went, he's upside down. Those are his back feet. But, and, hi, Daddy. I got nothing. You're stuck. You're a cat. Figure it out.
Oh,
that might be a high this week. That might really be a high this week. Oh gosh. But yeah, so that was my low. Like I really hit low this week. some weeks are better than others, but this was a really, really hard low. And my high this week would probably have to be between the reaction to amnesia and that moment right there. The reason why his reaction to amnesia is so funny, I was outside having a cigarette, and judge me all you want. I was outside having a cigarette, and so right here is the porch. It's literally right outside the door here. And our room is on the other end of the house. And now, granted, we're just in a single wide trailer to give you perspective, but it's still on the other side of the house. And I'm outside, and he got scared by something. And outside, I could hear, "Oh, God." And I was like, oh, he just got scared by something. He must be playing him. Well, I knew you were playing amnesia. But to hear that outside, I was outside rolling around laughing. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. So then at that point, I heard him walking through the house, coming to the front door. And I was like, had enough. And he's like, yep.
Oh, it's recorded. It's recorded.
Don't worry, I've got it coming. I promise it's coming.
I record all the, at least, gameplay of my reviews, and we had already discussed that with Amnesia.
This was the one game.
This one I had to do with my actual, like, video reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the one game that I was like, you have to record yourself while you play it. And he's like, what? I was like, you have to record yourself and you have to try and play it for an hour. So I have 50 minutes of raw footage of him playing that game. So don't worry, it's coming. But but yeah, it was just, he came to the front door and because I can hear him walking. I'm trying to calm myself down so that way I was like, had enough. And he's like, did you hear that? And I was like, yep. And he goes, I'm done. I'm never playing that game again, ever. If I could give it a 0, I'd give it a 0. Yeah, it was just, oh, chef's kiss, priceless. Love it. But yeah, it was just amazing. So, but yeah, I think that would have to be my
And
high.
she's been, like, re-watching the one part over and over and over again. So
I would never do that.
So my low has been, this week's been a little rough for me because those of you who've been following us for a year know the beginning of October last year I had been in the hospital. And I've been working on getting back out on the field and running around, which takes a lot out of me already. Mm-hmm. But because we had people coming to the house to inspect and everything, like, not only was I working all day, but I was coming home and, like, we were doing work all night. So, like, my energy levels have been kaput and fairly shot, which sucks because I get my daughter on Wednesday nights, and it means I don't get to enjoy as much with her, and trying to get our lease updated and fighting to get a couch out of here to make room. It's just, that whole process has been a headache. And the beginning of the week I was asking my supervisors and some of the supervisors in my office, like, how do I deal with this? What are your recommendations for that? Like, worried about every little thing that could possibly happen. Mm-hmm. So that was definitely a low. And I mean, we talked about it. My high actually was last night I had some music playing, and you came in and you were, after we were done moving stuff around and just about down, you sat on the ottoman here, and I came up behind you and gave you a big hug, and that realization of,
this is, like, going to be every day.
Yeah.
This is going to be us every day.
There's been a hope for a real, actual family dynamic for a long time, I think, from both of us.
Yeah.
And it's finally becoming a reality.
Yeah.
Like, dreams that I've had for a long time are finally coming fruition. So it was a happy emotional.
Yeah.
So I think that was
that was a good moment.
that was my high.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's highs and lows. Feel free, if you're here live, to let us know yours if you'd like to. Send us an email with your highs and lows at dndandthings@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or put them, if you're watching this later, put them in the comments below. We'd love to hear what your highs and lows of the week are. I think it's a good thing for us to share, and it helps support the community. And please, we don't deal with negativity when people are being open about their lives.
Yeah.
It is reason for us to ban you from our channels.
Yeah.
So just to put that out. Which is going to take us into a new section of our Thingz Talks.
Yeah.
So we both very much enjoy music. And for me, I enjoy a lot of music that is not the original artist who did the song.
Yeah.
So we were talking about maybe doing an episode of Thingz Talks, or a special, sometimes we do special episodes where we do challenges or whatnot.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, what if we did who did it better?
Yeah.
The cover group or the original? So a fear, to be honest, but spiders, I don't mind much. Spiders are okay. Did I miss something?
I don't think so. I think that just got sent later down.
Maybe. Okay. Anyways, so we're adding a new section to our Thingz Talks. We're going to keep it after our highs and lows, called Creative Covers.
Yeah.
Where we're going to, in the link, there'll be a link to the song. There'll be a link to the song in the cover in the description, so let us know if you think it's better than the original. But this week, our recommendation for a creative cover that we think is done better than the original is Teddy Swims' version of Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard Teddy Swims before, highly recommend it. He has a beautiful voice. It's very, I don't even know, it's a very like laid back, chill
folk pop kind of. Like, if you really had to place it in a category, well, like, even just that song, they're literally, it's like a jam session around a campfire. So, but yeah, that song, because it's one of your favorite versions of the song. Like, I loved the original when it first came out.
And I didn't really care for the original.
Yeah, and, so I've just been exposed to that version so much more than the original. And then the other day I heard the original on the radio, and I was like, wow, Teddy Swims really did do this song better. So, you're free to disagree with us, but we just want to expand your music. So, this is a song. It's not
going to be a very long segment of our Thingz Talk, but we want to expand your music. Like I said, I like a lot of cover groups and a cappella groups and people who do things a little differently. And sometimes it's fun different, and sometimes it's just like being a creative new. So we wanted to share with you and expand your music library. Sometimes our creative covers might not actually be covers. They might just be new music that you might not be familiar with. So
aw,
thank you. So from there, that takes us into what would normally be our D&D section, although I can share a little D&D stuff with you. Because there was a session since our last Thingz Talks.
That's right.
Jen unfortunately did not get to be a part of that. She wasn't feeling well. I was the DM. Normally during this time we would update you on Pi and Remselnick or Aiden and Zathara. We haven't played those characters in a while. The last campaign session we did a one-shot DM'd by yours truly. In which I took my party of level 3 adventurers on a wonderful horror nightmare through a wonderful city that had been engulfed in darkness.
The one way he will do horror is because he knows everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, if I'm on the side of the DM screen, I will totally. I do now horror-wise. I will get into like the Lovecraftian horror stuff some.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my guys and the group of them did end up getting out, but they by the grit of their teeth because there was a big demon at the end that they had to fight in the darkness, and they were trying to light everything on fire so they could see it, and they could see them without a problem. So yeah, I did a little one shot. It was really fun. My guys enjoyed it. We are D&D wise, we are coming up to the new year. I am working on a campaign of my own because Jen is unable to play in our group on Saturdays here soon. We'll be trying to get a group together online that I'm going to be DMing.
Yeah.
So we are looking at in the new year a session, a couple videos from my end that are going to be an intro to D&D. What makes a good character? What are good dice? Minis, playing online versus at a table. Lots of kind of what you need to know as a beginner. Even if you're more veteran, some recommendations as how to maybe improve your role-playing styles.
Yeah.
Bring a little bit more to the table, as well as we will start doing a series, a live play series that will hopefully be aired on Twitch and YouTube while they're live.
Yep.
And we'll then start doing some behind the scenes on how I planned for some of those campaigns.
Yeah.
I do have some characters that I'm creating that are based off of our girls.
Yeah.
There's a really cute one that Jen and I had talked about and I've been developing. And when we start doing the live play, we're also planning on launching a Patreon.
Yeah.
So look for that. There's going to be some stories and some extra content.
Yeah.
Some of the behind the scenes may only be available to Patreon subscribers and all that.
Yep.
Yes.
You don't have a choice. You're already signed up.
Yeah. So don't worry, Shark. If you need some help making a character, I have no problem helping with that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm one who believes that it doesn't matter if we have a party full of bards. I like my players to play what they want and it being a learning experience. One of the reasons that I enjoy D&D and I think Jen's come to enjoy it is it's a shared storytelling.
Yeah.
So it's a place where we can, that's okay. We're actually talking about having most of our players be having less than a year or two experience playing.
Yeah.
So newer, so everyone can learn together. So that's going to take us into, because we don't have as much for D&D this week, that will take us into updates on our channel. Yeah. The first one being, since the last time we've done a Thingz Talk, we did kind of announce that we were launching another sister channel. Things in Makeup is finally up and running.
Yep.
If you haven't checked that out yet, go check it out. Jen's got some really great content. It's a lot of makeup and beauty products and whatnot, but I do have some beauty products as well, so you'll see me over there sometimes as well.
Less than a minute section. Shock, we don't talk about things like that on our channel. We're talking about D&D right now. We don't need Minutemen around here.
So yeah, go check that out. She's got lots of unboxings of beauty products. She's got some makeup tutorials. She has was it worth a buy? Is it worth what it's?
Yeah, I'm working on. There's several videos I still have to edit. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, so
yeah. So before we get too much into that, we do apologize that it's been almost a month since. It's been almost a month since we did a Thingz Talks with Heaven coming home, which we still have to decide what her codename is because we don't like to use our girls' names on the internet just for their safety.
Yeah.
They do appear on our channel every once in a while to help us do some unboxings.
Yeah.
So we do have at least one more on the unboxing front. For this channel, we have at least one more unboxing next month of Dungeon in a Box, which is a really cool thing. I have 2 reviews, and my last one's a little splotchy because I'm a big dum-dum. So don't mind the audio because I'm a big dum-dum. We are going to continue with our Let's Plays on Monday night. That had been originally on Thursday. I have moved to Monday. Because of my work schedule. Occasionally on a Tuesday or Thursday, I'll do an extra stream depending on what's going on in our lives. But we will apologize if we are not getting our Thingz Talks out as often as we would like. Our life is going to get turned upside down here soon. Yeah. Oh, no, I was a dum-dum. I had my audio not even set to be being captured for like almost the entirety of a live stream I did this week.
Yeah.
So, no, it is being kind to myself because I was a big dum-dum. But anyways, we've got, our Let's Plays for Mass Effect right now. We may have some more Let's Plays coming out. Every once in a while we do 7 Days to Die when the computers are working on it. We are going to try maybe tonight, maybe not tonight. It depends on how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Shock's going to join us for a new game that we've picked up called Survive the Night. That's another zombie survival game.
Yeah.
So we do have some more players going. We're looking forward to seeing some of the content that Shock's going to start creating for us. I think we've talked to Shock about maybe recording some stuff that we can edit and put up. You won't see his face like ours, but that's okay.
Yep.
We have our review, Third Thursday review, which I know is going to be late.
She's feeling great. She has no choice.
Shock's very excited. Shock's very excited to have a game that none of us have played yet to jump into and try.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
I know. I don't know if he mentioned it on your chat with him or mine. I saw somewhere.
Well, oh no, I didn't see.
I think it's on yours because I had to switch stuff around because we're on your computer. But anyways, so we've got lots of stuff coming up. I may stop the unboxings after this next Dungeons in the Box one because we talked about, as we're leading up into Christmas, doing some videos that are what to get people who are some of your nerdy friends or families, some of your techie friends and family.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work on some videos to recommend gift ideas for people that are in your family or friends or loved ones or whatnot. So some of which are based off of our unboxings of stuff, and I'm not sure if you're gonna do something similar on the Things and Makeup channel or not.
Probably not, since I started it so late.
Okay.
It just depends on where we land.
But we are also our channel has officially been like live and going for about a year now.
A year, yeah.
So thank you everyone who's come and subscribed to our YouTube and our Twitch, and all of our followers over on TikTok as well, because I know we have a good amount over there.
Yeah, I need to start making videos over there again.
We're also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. If you want to see more of the Butthead, head over to our Instagram channel because he's pretty much featured over there.
Yeah.
And we are still partnered with Humble Bundle.
Yay!
Thank you. We're still partnered with Humble Bundle. So if you're looking for some cool games, some cool content packages, I'm not sure what some of the bundles are right now. I haven't looked in a little bit.
Yeah, after the choice videos, I haven't.
Yeah, I know.
They had that one.
I think that one's up now, though.
Oh.
The Wicca.
Yeah.
Every so often, there's some stuff that comes up that interests us, and we check them out. All of the bundles have different charities that they go to support. All the Humble Choice has charities that it supports. You get 12 games for $12.99 a month, which is a great price. This month's big game was Amnesia.
Yeah.
So be watching out for our reviews of that. I know lots of people are not going to agree with some of my ratings, but it is very subjective.
Yes, exactly. And you state that in the beginning.
So I apologize if you don't agree with me. Please let me know what your thoughts are on the orders.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely going to be continuing with our, definitely on this channel, the beginning of the month we have our live stream that we do our reactions, and we try, as soon as we're able to get everything recorded and edited, we get up our reviews of those games.
Yeah.
Those are definitely guaranteed. We will be trying to do at least one Thingz Talks a month. We shoot to do it every other weekend, so about twice a month, but we do at least get it once a month.
Yeah.
And I do try to do live plays once a week.
Yeah.
Or let's plays once a week. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Things are going on. I'm working on a master's. I have a full-time job. We have a little one coming home.
Yeah.
And sometimes the world wrecks me. But we have gotten in a habit. I do try to get it up at least once a week.
Yeah.
Do a Let's Play live.
Yeah.
Right now it's been Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to come after that. I may be taking a break from that for a couple of weeks after, because I think that's going to take us up to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then over on Things and Makeup, I have been trying to get 3 videos a week, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday video up. My videos are obviously much shorter and less in depth than his, videos are.
They're
because
so great videos though.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I do try and post 3 times over on the other channel. So you try to get it. Good night, Melissa. We'll see you.
Shock, if you would like me to make that content, maybe we'll make a OnlyFans that you can subscribe to, and we'll go that route.
No, we won't. No, we won't. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Melissa. So, but yeah, that's, my channel. I try and get 3 videos up a week, and it'll be a lot easier once I'm here and stationed. Like right now, it's been a lot of back and forth and all over the place. So, but yeah, that was our Thingz Talks.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
It definitely helps us a lot. We don't mind talking to ourselves and talking to air, but it definitely helps when we have people here. So thank you everyone who joined us.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone who's watching this later. Make sure if you're watching this to go ahead and follow us on all social media at D&D and Things.
Yep.
If you're over on our YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you know when new videos are coming out.
Yep.
And hit that like button, because that definitely helps us out, and hit that bell notification. The subscribe button lets us know who is following us and watching our videos. The bell little bell icon, ring the bell so you get notified when we have stuff up and when we're live next.
Yeah.
In the meantime, like we like to always say over on our channels, continue to be a beautiful, unrepeatable miracle, and we'll also known as a bum.
Yep.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.